It is cold and raining in London. No surprise there. And here I was, rushing from the library where I had just borrowed 5 books to take home with me, where I have to go and attend my 2 babies. I am a young wife, a young mother, and a law student. So I have to juggle all these responsibilities. And this was a typical process. Until this one day, the librarian saw me walking in and asked for the titles I was looking for, only to tell me everything I had just told her was available online. Having studied in Tanzania, from a teacher, a blackboard, cup of chalks, and of course, a long, fearsome stick to keep us from making any mistakes, this was very new. So first of all, technology was new. And learning from technology, a whole different story. So I was introduced to all these great web platforms where I could access case law, I could access journals, articles, reviews, and even smart people to talk to online. I was hooked. I finished my studies and went back home. Little did I know that experience would become a catalyst to create digital educational learning platforms for young learners in Africa a few years later. I knew what it's like having challenges and trying to overcome them. Having seen students going to school to absent teachers, finding empty libraries that have to be converted into classrooms, and having to conduct science practicals on paper. Something had to be done. So we created web and mobile platforms where students can access the entire secondary school curriculums and extracurricular support. And what started as just an idea has led to over 1 million+ students learning anytime and anywhere through technology. And it's not just that. Teachers, with as much pain as they go through, also wanted to get on and help. So over time, we've had over 30,000 teachers accessing teaching resources, networking with their peers, and just supporting students to become better. You know, this is actually feeling pain and inflicting some more pain on yourself because you have to do something about a situation. There is even a name for it. It's called hustling. And when you're born in Africa, you are a born hustler. You'll feel pain. You will see pain. And of course, you will hear pain. There are just pain points everywhere. But this is great because we draw inspiration from our pain. What are deemed to be challenges are actually our opportunities. You see, living in Africa, being born in Africa, or being African is great. Everything else they've told you, contrary to this, is fake news, by the way. Don't believe them. So we are positioned with just changed lens to ignite our pain to be something else. So what do you do about these pain points? Do they inspire you to action? To create solutions? To figure a way out? Or do you turn a blind eye? It is difficult, but it can be done. So, few of my friends from the University of Dar es Salaam College of Law have been able to get jobs. Typical. You graduate with the labor market as a promise, and soon after you realize it's not a promise for all of us. So of course, informal sector, here we come. But as much as I'm my own best asset, I'm also my own challenge. When I'm trying to get into entrepreneurship or into business, I have me to overcome. I am so unprepared. I have limited knowledge. I have minimal resources. And of course, my network consists of friends who are in the same agony. I might have few relatives in some places high enough to make them consider themselves mini gods, and that's about it. But we're choosing to do something. Instead of waiting for a job, we created our own, for us and for others. We are starting with who we are, with what we have, and we want to grow in our own narrative. But who we are is risky to some. African-founded and led organizations receive less funding than expatriates-led. Only 2% of international aid money goes to local organizations. But they forget we create these solutions because we are victims of our own pains. And we understand what it's like. And if I have an itch here, I wouldn't be scratching here. I would scratch here. I would scratch where it hurts. I would scratch where it itches. So our prototyping process is way faster. We cannot afford to fail. We have to do something now. So we scratch and scratch and scratch. And our solutions are not just things that we get to the market. We are in the market. So when we lack knowledge in writing the perfect business plans, we overly compensate it with what we know about our context. Creating relevant, contextual, and sustainable solutions that are people-driven. So, you see, even when you've been fortunate enough to be cocooned in a large mansion, and all what are common anomalies to other people may seem to be a foreign language to you, sooner rather than later, you step out into the world. And there you have it. I mean, in Nigeria, it will take you 4 hours from Lekki to the airport, whether in an Uber or in your super sleek Range Rover. And in Lagos or Nairobi, traffic jam is a pain. And it can even qualify for a tourist attraction. Might as well. When you're trying to buy the biggest, the quietest next generation generator, you are all feeling the pain of lack of 24 hours electricity. But Africa is sunny. It is hot. We are drenched in sweat. We get tired by 2 p.m. Our wardrobes are light, and our sunrises are early. So why are Germany and China the biggest producers of solar energy equipment? We're not even in the top 5. These people produce solar energy everything, from the processors to the consumers. We cannot even consume our own sweat. Literally, we can't. The Klansmen from where I come from, along the coast of Tanzania, have to sleep outside in January because of the heat. And I think they would find finding themselves more meaningful if at least one of us is doing something about the sun burning us. Because this pain point, this particular pain point, is featuring mosquitoes. It's painful, it's like double painful. So you see, everything around us, what could be deemed as challenges, these are solutions. And it is a bit tricky when you're a woman. Not because much is expected of you, but less is. Growing up, I used to love reading. I still love reading. And my aunties would visit us, and they would find me surrounded with books. And they would tell me, Faraja, why are you torturing yourself with books? Those lovely ladies, bless them. And they told me, once you are born beautiful, you have half made it. You don't have to worry about books. You just have to find a rich man to marry you. And that's it. So it never occurred to them that I actually loved reading. But that was their plan for my life. Preset qualities of what I have to be beneath my potential. So it was so confusing, and in contrary to what my mother would tell me, a teacher who believed in working hard, who constantly demonstrated the relation between hard work and achieving your dreams. And my father, an army general, who emphasized on discipline and dedication, and that with those two, I can be anything. So being a woman, on top of being a young person, on top of being an African, is also a great opportunity. But Shule Direct has given me a good fair share of challenges, but also a lot of opportunities. Hey, I'm here. And so I would find myself in rooms full of men with one or two women. And some of the men would know half of what they have to know, but they will speak like they're actually presenting a cure for cancer. And I was like, wow. So I learned quickly that confidence is key. Self-esteem will take you from the corner of a room to the center. Communication will determine whether a person is going to invest in you or not. Knowledge aside. How nice you appear to be, how relatable you are, how comfortable people are around you can make you or break you. Bottom line is, we need more women in the rooms. So we want to get there. And that is why we started Ndoto Hub. So Ndoto Hub is a startup incubator for young women entrepreneurs, exclusively for young women. But it's different. Of course, it's for young women. That makes it very different. But with a strong emphasis on personal development before business development. Because when you have from the Hewlett-Packard report that a woman has to meet 100% of the criteria to apply for a job, unlike a man who will go for it at just 60%, the issue is no longer about capacity. It is deeper than that. This is actually, among other things, a fight against perfection. That we have to be 1, 2, and 3 to be enough. That we have to do it all, and we have to be it all. I start my day afraid. Then I end my day, not just afraid, but afraid and tired. It's a struggle, but we're doing something about it. We're changing the narrative. And I always tell the girls who come in at Ndoto Hub, be to the world what you are to your girlfriends. Knowledgeable, passionate. You know how we always give advice to every single thing our girlfriends present to us? Like, we are so smart. Like, we'll tell you all sorts of advice. Yeah, knowledgeable and passionate, comfortable, maybe loud, opinionated. And yes, you can be both stupid and smart. You don't have to be one thing. And you don't have to be all the things. You can be you. Come in, go out as you are. We cannot emphasize on being enough. You've heard of enough, I'm sure enough times, but no, it wasn't enough. We have to emphasize on bringing ourselves forth as we are. Yes, we feel pain. Yes, we know pain. And yes, we are doing something about our pains. When 1995 Beijing pushed for girls' education, this generation of women is going to bring us back our ingenuity. Coming from a place of inspiration, standing on the shoulders of the giants of women who have gone before us, paving the ways with determination, with resolve. They have prepared us. I'm here. You are here. The sacrifices have been made. Are we worth it? Are we? We are. We are. Ghana's Ai Kwei Amar wrote a great novel with a hopeful yet pessimistic title, The Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born. In 1968, maybe the beautiful ones were not born. But 50 years later, we have been born. You are born. I am born. We are here. We are the beautiful ones. We are the ones they have been waiting for. We are the ones they spoke about. We are the ones who are here to save ourselves. We carry the hopes of our fathers, the dreams of our mothers, and to-do lists on our smartphones. We are ready. We know what we have to do. The time is now, and we are going to go out and not just serve and save Africa. We're going to serve and save humanity. Asanteni sana. Thank you.